this is chair yoga, and I hope you have a nice sturdy chair to work with. Work with what you have. Make sure you're sitting on the edge. Ideally, the chair is upholstered a little, but if it isn't, get a pillow or a blanket or something where you could soften the surface in a while. For now, sit on the very edge and bring your low abdomen up. And your leg, as we're all facing this way, right? You're facing what would be your left. Your left leg, bring your left leg up and over. And it would be like I could see your foot here if I was looking at you. All right? So you got a leg crossed over, and you've got your foot all the way beyond the thigh bone. And if you can just lean forward a little, lengthen your spine, lean forward a little, and take a little bit of a pulsing, moving motion to loosen up your hip. All right, so this would be your left leg on top, your left hip stretching. There are several ways to do this. One would be to add a side bend with your right arm that's closer to me here. Can you reach down to the chair leg and make a side bend? Let's take this slow, and if at any point you have to stop and rest, or if something doesn't feel right, that's okay. Keep your ankle very, very flexed. Push through your heel. Now, as you lean forward, there's a possibility that you could reach down with your left arm, reaching down through. How's that? And put your left hand around the front of your right shin. Pull your left hip back and pull your right knee to the right. Possibly get both hands around the right shin. Relax your neck. Every time you exhale, take a long time. And then release it to come up, and carefully reach underneath your shin to put your foot down. So we're all facing this way here, and this is going to be what would be your right leg. How about your leg that's closest to me? Go ahead and gather that up with your fingers. Bring your right leg up. Bring it up, 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 and put your ankle over your left thigh. Release your hands. And sit up. You can certainly put your hands back on the chair to hold on to if you want. You can use your ankle in front, but lift your spine. Bow your head a little and lean forward and just move around gently. Your left hand. Can you get your left hand and reach down to the front chair leg? This will make you side bend a little. The side bends are good for your spine. Pull the right hip back and pull the left knee to the left. Just move around in that side bend. Here's your right hand. Can you get your right hand to come down in there? Maybe you can get it way down in there. And put your right hand around your left shin. Pull the left knee to the left and the right hip back. Maybe get your hands around the front of your shin. And this would be your right hip stretching. And this is a position that helps to relieve any agitation caused by sciatic nerve pain. All right, so when you come up, use your hands underneath your shin, take the top leg off the bottom leg, and just see how you feel. In general, when you're sitting, the low abdomen comes forward and up, so your low back has a concave quality. Maybe you can see that. Please make sure that you don't sit this way. Sit up whenever you have the chance. The next position involves standing with your feet apart. We're going to face the chair seat. Notice I have the chair legs on the yoga mat so the chair doesn't go sliding away. Stabilize your chair so it's safe. When you bend your knees and put your hands on the sides of the chair seat, Climb out of your collarbones, make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders, and begin to walk your feet apart wide. You can take smaller steps than I just did. Take it gradually, but at first your toes do aim forward. Arm strength, arm power. See, you're strong in your arms and relaxed in your hips. They're movable. Relaxed in your thighs. They're movable. They're not tensed up. Strong arms. So here's one way of strong arms is palms on the side of the chair. Here's another way is elbows down. Most people are okay with this. But again, climb out of those collarbones. Move the hips away from the chair and pull your low abdomen upward toward the chair. Again, are your hips movable? And right now I'm not bending my knees at all. I'm simply moving from the hip structure. If you bring your heels in and turn your toes out, lean on the outer edges of your feet, and now we're ready for some inner thigh stretches. So these lunges happen slow. Bend your knee and pull it back. It doesn't matter which leg it is. And back to center. Bend the other knee and pull it back. And back to center. After you've done this a few times, you'll know if you want your feet to be farther apart or closer together. The feet are turned out at this point. And notice that my foot stays. I'm leaning on the outer edge of the feet, both feet, the entire time. Maintain the connection with your feet to the ground to protect your knee ligaments. Here's a knee bend and then pull it back. That strengthens your hips as well as stretching your inner thighs. So this is one that you could do a long time, even after our little sequence together today is finished. You can do this anytime. You can do it for a long time because it makes your upper body strong. It doesn't tend to cause any fatigue. And it's really quite soothing just to go back and forth for a long time in this way. Nice and slow. Okay, so back to center, right? We're going to get back onto the strength of the palms. Bend the knees, turn the toes in. Walk in carefully and tuck your chin and inhale to come up. The next part is a standing half bow to stretch the front of your thigh. This is possibly one of the most important ones of all because we've all been sitting probably more than we should. So can you, as we're all facing, say, this way, this would be your leg that's closest to me. This would be most likely your left leg up on the chair. This is an upholstered chair, so this will be okay on my knee. But if you don't have upholstery, you put a blanket or pillow, maybe a pillow from the couch underneath your knee. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take a little side bend. I'll put my palm on the corner of the chair and just go moving around. See how this other knee is bending and unbending? It just feels so good to turn and get down there. Please take this next part very slowly. Your left hand would reach for your left shin and hold tight, nice and strong, and upright yourself. And if you can possibly put your weight on the floor, the foot against the floor, your right leg, very strong, so your left knee feels liftable. Move it back. Pull your left hip forward toward the chair back, so your stretch is right there. Maybe open the other arm. Stay stable and solid, pushing down through the heel of the foot on the floor, possibly to bend your elbows, bring the shoulders back, and maybe hold with both hands, one hand positioned above the other. Movable. And then you release it and step down. So I'm going to describe it the other way. And this would be your right knee on the chair. We might be looking away from each other for a moment, but you got to do both sides, okay? So it would be, right now, it would be your left hand on the chair, right palm on the chair seat, and you just kind of move around. This feels so good to the low back and hips. Go slow enough that you can find your own places that feel good. Remember, this is your practice, and it's to be enjoyed. All right, here we go. It would be your right hand holds the shin, bring it up. Pull the knee back away toward the edge of the chair seat. Press your right thigh forward toward the chair back. Open up the arm if you can, or hold on. That's what the chair is for if you need to hold on, but you might be just fine opening up. The foot on the floor, press strongly. The heel of your foot is a place of, it's a confidence spot, the heel of your foot. Okay, shoulders back. Maybe hold the toes with one hand, the ankle with the other. Thumbs open. Very breathable, very movable. This is a position that invites you to inhale really slow. All right, so we want to let go carefully and safely. I'm going to turn the chair around to face you as we get back to sitting. Sit on the edge of the chair, and how do you feel? This is a little sequence, or maybe parts of it that you could do every day. Do at least 1 minute of each position, or more. So let's finish this by bringing our palms together. This is the gesture of all things connected, our connection to one another. Namaste.